All right, welcome. So, when you think of a safari, you're probably picturing lions, elephants, right? Well, forget all that for a minute. We're about to go on a completely different kind of journey. We're going to uncover this secret kingdom, this hidden world that's just bursting with life and amazing stories. And the craziest part? It's happening all around us, right in plain sight.
So let's just jump right in with a huge question. If I asked you to name the most successful life on Earth, the most resilient, the most important, what would you say? Humans, maybe? Insects? Bacteria?
Yeah, well, the answer is probably not what you're thinking. In fact, I'd bet money that you walked right past it today and didn't even notice. The real masters of survival on this planet, they're these tiny, totally overlooked organisms that are literally building our world from the ground up.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to dive into this world in miniature. Then we'll meet Moss, the ancient pioneer. After that, we'll get into fungi, the great recycler, and then check out lichen's incredible partnership. And finally, we'll tie it all together and see how they're the unseen architects of, well, everything.
All right, first up, let's totally change our perspective. We need to zoom way in. We're diving into that secret kingdom, that bustling little city of life that most of us just walk past. The stuff we dismiss as just some green on a rock or a bit of fuzz on a log. And this really gets to the heart of it. On pretty much any surface you can find, a rock, a tree, a patch of dirt, there's an epic story unfolding. We're talking about a world of intense competition, but also these amazing partnerships. And it's all happening on a scale we just don't ever really stop to notice. So let's meet our first character in this story, the original trailblazer. We're talking about one of the very first life forms to ever brave the harsh world of dry land. We're talking about moss. I mean, just look at this timeline. The time scale here is just mind-boggling. Mosses were here way before the dinosaurs. They showed up on land almost 500 million years ago. They are the true OGs, the originals, these incredibly patient life forms that started the long, slow process of turning bare rock into a planet that could actually support life. And don't let its simple look fool you. This isn't just some basic plant. Moss is an ecological powerhouse. The best way to think about it is like a living sponge. I'm serious, some types can hold more than 20 times their own weight in water. It's a nursery for insects, a safe place for the seeds of giant trees to sprout. It literally creates soil from rock and helps clean the very air we breathe. Okay, so we've seen the pioneers on the surface. Now we're gonna go underground. It's time to meet the planet's cleanup crew, the great recyclers of the natural world, fungi. Seriously, just try to imagine a world that's buried under mountains of, well, dead stuff. Leaves, trees, everything. That's the world we'd have without fungi. And this is basically their magic trick. A tree falls. Fungi get to work, releasing these super powerful enzymes that just dissolve the tough wood. And in doing that, they unlock all those precious nutrients, return them to the soil, and boom, new life can begin. They are the absolute engine of renewal. But it gets even cooler than that. Their role goes way deeper. See, fungi create these vast, microscopic networks underground that connect entire forests. And scientists, they came up with the perfect name for it. They call it the Wood Wide Web. And this quote just nails it. Through these networks, trees can actually share food with each other. A big, healthy tree can send sugars to a struggling little sapling in the shade. It's literally a biological internet, a whole system of communication and teamwork that holds the entire forest together. All right, on to our third subject. And this one might be the weirdest of them all. We're talking about lichen. Now here's the twist. A lichen isn't actually one single thing. It's a team. It's a remarkable living partnership. So to really get what lichen is, you need to understand one key idea. And that's symbiosis. The easiest way to think of it is as the ultimate team-up in nature. It's where two totally different organisms live together to do something that neither one of them could ever do on their own. And here's the deal, laid out perfectly. A lichen is a mashup of a fungus and an alga. So the fungus builds the house, right? It provides the structure, shelter, and soaks up water. And in return, the alga, which is kind of like a tiny little plant, lives safely inside and acts as the chef. It uses sunlight to make food for both of them. It's a perfect win-win situation. And this incredible partnership makes lichens the ultimate survivors. I mean, you can find them everywhere, from scorching hot deserts to the frozen tundra. They can completely dry out, go dormant for decades, just waiting for a drop of water. But here's the craziest part. Get this. Scientists actually stuck some lichen to the outside of a satellite. After 15 days in the raw vacuum and intense radiation of outer space, they brought it back to Earth, and it was totally fine. Just wow.
Okay, so we've met our pioneer, our recycler, and our incredible partnership. Now it's time to zoom back out. Let's put all the pieces together and see how these three amazing life forms act as the unseen architects of our entire world.
And this chart really shows how it all works. It's a process. First, you get the lichen, the tough colonizers. They're the ones who can live on bare rock, slowly breaking it down to create the very first hint of soil. Then the mosses move in, the pioneers. They build on that tiny bit of soil and are amazing at holding on to water. And finally, the fungi show up, the recyclers and connectors, that turn that simple setup into a rich, complex, living ecosystem. And that right there, that's the big takeaway. They're a team. You're looking at the step-by-step playbook nature uses to turn a lifeless chunk of rock into the green, breathing planet that we call home. They are, quite literally, the foundation of everything.
So that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. The next time you're out for a walk, I want you to just stop. Look really closely at a tree trunk or a stone wall or just the ground. If all of this complexity, this drama, this incredible importance exists in a world that we almost always ignore, it really makes you wonder, right? What else are we overlooking? What other wonders are hiding in plain sight, just waiting for us to notice?